Ask most people what kind of skin type they've got, and they're going to tell you if it's dry, oily, or a combination type. But for skin type and sun safety, we need to look at the skin's pigment, because that's what's going to determine how well you deal with the sun and how safe you are. Depending on what kind of skin type you have, you'll have a completely different way of protecting it. Getting sunburnt is a really ugly experience, whether you're a skin type 1, the lightest type, or even a skin type 6, the darkest and most resilient. They too can get sunburnt. And besides the extreme discomfort of feeling sunburnt, sunburn is one of the primary causes of skin cancer, and as we know, it can kill you. And then there's vitamin D and sun protection. Vitamin D, known as a sunshine vitamin, is a key immune booster and disease fighter. And the sun's UVB rays, experienced when we're outdoors in the direct sunshine, is the most optimal source of vitamin D. So we need to embrace the sun. However, you need to be in the sun just long enough not to get sunburned. Thereafter, get out of the sun and get some sunscreen or sun protective clothing. So let's have a look at the different skin types and how they all react completely differently to the sun and how you can protect yourself. This is what is considered a typical skin type 1. A blonde or a redhead are classic. The skin is very pale and they usually have light colored eyes. What's key is that they burn very easily, and try as hard as they like, they'll never tan. And here's a 2. Still blonde, but perhaps a bit darker, but could also actually be red or light brown. Although these guys actually may tan a little, they still burn really easily. In terms of vitamin D, these skin types 1 and 2 don't need to be in the sun for very long at all before they get their optimal dose. This guy here is a type 3. The skin is darker and can even be a light brown. The hair is generally darker too. 3s have a much better time in the sun because they gradually tan and they hardly ever burn. 4 is also brown-headed, but the skin pigment here is darker and deeper. They darken easily, taking quite a while to actually burn. So for 3s and 4s, they can be in the sun a whole lot longer, up to 30 to 40 minutes, and they've got their optimal dose. Skin type 5 here has a dark brown skin with dark brown hair and brown eyes. They darken easily and they rarely burn. But don't think just because you're dark-skinned that you can't get burnt. A 6 is what everybody calls a black skin, with brown eyes and black hair. They hardly ever burn and they turn very dark. Vitamin D for skin types 5 and 6 can actually be a big health issue. If they're living in the higher latitudes, they simply can't get enough direct sunshine in a day to make their vitamin D. So the best thing here is to supplement. So these are the broadly accepted skin types or pigment categories. And you may not find that you fit exactly into any one of them. But the important thing is that they will guide you as to how best to take care of yourself in the sun. And as a person who has lost precious family members to melanoma, I can't stress how important it is not to get sunburned. In the end, it's all about balance. How much sun you can be exposed to get the right amount of vitamin D without getting sunburnt. Now, what about sunscreens themselves? Is your sunscreen making you sick?